Hey, good morning, everyone. I am fresh back from a nice long holiday, and already I am going on a road trip to meet with some donors and attend an event. So I thought I'd jump on and do a really quick video about traveling for work and how to really be strategic and maximize the use of your time, and just some things I've learned over my 20 plus years of being a major gift fundraiser. So let's just jump right into it. So first of all, it's really important to know, why are you traveling? We shouldn't just get on the road because we like to travel and work allows us to, although that's a perk of being a major gift officer in many cases. But you really should know why you're traveling and be really strategic about the places you plan to visit this year based on where your key opportunities are and where most of your donors are. So be strategic, do some investigation, and make a plan. You want to really maximize the opportunity when you do plan to go on a trip. So whether the impetus for a trip is a specific event or a conference or a particular donor that you want to visit, you want to really look at all the opportunities to flesh out your schedule. What else could you be doing while you're there? I mean, you've paid to travel there. You might as well maximize your time and plan to really do it right. Get as many opportunities to touch base with donors and build relationships as you can. So my next point is, who are you traveling with? And I often travel alone, but when I have an opportunity to travel with others, I really like to pay attention to who's coming. So if you are going to attend an event that your organization is hosting, a donor event, and you're the major gift officer or the senior leader, it's really great to bring an event planner with you and let them take care of all the event details. This allows you to focus in on donor relationships. It's not always possible. Sometimes your organization can't have two people traveling, but if you can, it's great to bring that donor relations or event planning person with you. The other benefit of bringing another person with you, sorry for the noise in the background, real life, is that I like to work while I'm traveling. And if it's a road trip, having someone with me means someone else can drive while I work. Or we can be talking strategy while we work. So we always plan to maximize that road trip time. And it might be to do something very strategic, talk about specific donors, talk about upcoming goals and how to achieve them. Or it might be more about building your culture and mentoring that team member. So whatever your goals are, you can use that travel time to add and enhance your work. I also like to really, if possible, bring along someone that you're mentoring, someone junior to the organization, someone that you see as a future major gifts officer or who is a major gifts officer, but they're just starting out. It's nice to bring them along to a few donor meetings so that they can see your style and come back with questions, or for you to join them on one of their donor meetings and just to be a participant. You never want to overload a donor or overwhelm them with too many staff members, but it's a really great learning opportunity to be doing those meetings together. At the beginning, it's a great mentorship opportunity. So if you are like me, you have had some packing experiences where you realize you took too many things. So particularly when I travel on a plane, but now whenever I travel for work, I try to pack like a man. And I'm not trying to be sexist, but I've made many trips with in the academic world with a dean or a senior academic leader who happens to be male, and have found they really have packing down to a science. If they need a suit, they're probably wearing it on the plane. If they need a blazer, they're wearing it on the plane. They're only taking one blazer, one pair of dress pants. They're changing out their shirts. So now I really pack a lot lighter, and it's just made my life so much easier. So get a small bag, get a perfectly small bag to get on the airplane with that holds your laptop, your files, whatever you're going to be working on during the trip, the travel. and also your clothes, but really downsize. Whatever you think you need less. Secondly, I would always make sure I'm wearing a work appropriate outfit for the travel day. So I'm ready to travel. I am comfortable. I'm not wearing my blazer, but I am ready because I've had too many instances where I've run into someone at the airport, or I've had car trouble and arrived too late to go to the hotel and change. So you just need to be ready for that donor meeting, no matter what. You don't have to be fully in your suit if you're going to drive for 3 hours like I am today, but I want to be ready. What if we arrive late and I have to go straight to the event? Is there something I can quickly swap out and still look like I'm ready for work? So that's an important tip that I've learned by not following that and having some bad results. For example, running into the president of an important organization at the airport when I had decided to travel in leggings and a t-shirt for comfort. Not my best moment. Also, I was traveling personally just home from Costa Rica yesterday, and someone on the shuttle bus with me at 6 in the morning, I recognized his voice. And so I said, I feel like we know each other. And he said, oh, I'm the head of XYZ Foundation. And I said, oh, we just had a meeting 6 weeks ago. It was virtual, so I didn't quite place the face. But I'm so glad I was being my normal, super professional self, even at 6 in the morning. And actually had an opportunity to slightly deepen that relationship during that little shuttle ride. Okay, so next I would say when you are setting up your schedule for your time of travel, build in extra time between your donor meetings. I cannot tell you how many times I have gotten lost, couldn't find parking. My most recent trip, I traveled to a major city, and it was their coldest day ever, and my phone froze, so I could not call an Uber. And if I hadn't built in that extra time, I would have been late. And this was a meeting with a donor who I was going to meet because they were mad at us. So imagine if I had also been late. I mean, just so glad that I follow that rule of building in extra time, and just make sure you've done everything possible to arrive at the perfect time, of course, but maybe arrive at the neighborhood early so that you know you're going to be there. I'm turning over my little list here. Make sure that before you leave, you have a briefing on each and every donor that you're going to meet with. You likely have to prepare these yourselves. If you have a really big team, it's lovely to have someone else working on this for you. Anyone who can access the donor database really can get most of this work done, but you want it really to start with what are the details of the meeting, who's going to be there, what time is it, where is it, what are the travel details. But then you want it to go into the details on the donor. What do you know about this donor? What's their total giving? What was their most recent gift? What are their areas of giving interest? Do we know anything newsworthy about this person? Did they recently win any awards? Have they been in the media? And what is the history of their interactions with your organization or with staff in your organization? Were they at an event? Did they have a meeting 2 years ago? What happened at that meeting? You want to know these things, and you want to be able to pull that briefing note out right before you're meeting with the donor so that you can be fresh. This is especially important if you're going for multiple days and you've got multiple donor meetings. You just can't hold all that information in your head, so you want to prepare right before you go into that meeting by rereading that document. After your meeting, leave some time to get your notes in right away. If not right after the meeting, surely at the end of the day, you want, if you've seen 3 donors that day, you want to get your notes in if at all possible. Now I know when you're traveling, this means it makes for a long day, and that can be hard, but you will capture the nuances of your conversation most effectively if you do it in the moment. Put them into your donor database, however you keep your donor database. Your detailed information is gold. Now, I also want you to not be putting things that are inappropriate there. Always remember that a donor would have a right to request any information that you've captured on them. So you don't want to be using things that you wouldn't want your donor to actually read that you've written about their meeting. You don't want to write things that are your opinion or your judgment, or things that they shared with you in confidence. So for example, if they talked at length about a health challenge that they're having, you might just write health challenge in your notes, or we discussed health challenges. You wouldn't write the details of their health challenges. So always get your notes in. Think about your notes as if someone else in your organization is going to have to take the next step with this donor. What do they need to know from this conversation? What did you learn? How did you advance the relationship? What do you think is the next step? Always include your next actions at the end of your note. If you are traveling because of an event, also do briefings on the people who have RSVP'd that they will be there. And then once you have, these can be a higher level, simplified version of a briefing. But once you have done that, I want you to, or I recommend that you pick 2 or 3 people who are your most important people to engage with, because our events are great opportunities to touch base and deepen our relationships with donors. But what you really want to do is make sure you don't just have, a cocktail conversation that isn't focused on moving anything forward. You want to get the maximum benefit out of these events by knowing who are the most important people for you to talk to, and where are you at with your relationship, and what do you hope to achieve in this meeting. Is it to plant the seeds for the next one-to-one meeting? Is it the opportunity to invite them to come in and have a tour? You want to have some strategy at your event. And if you have some board members coming, or a CEO, or anybody else who's an influencer within your organization, you would like to, or ideally, assign them some people too. If everyone who has the power to positively move a relationship forward has 2 or 3 people that they are zoned in on connecting with at that event, everyone knows what their job is. Everyone knows how they can help the organization by being strategic. So give them a briefing as well, and give them their assignment for the night. And then at the end of the night or the next day, get their notes on those conversations and get those into your donor database or system. If you are with a team on your travel, this is also a time to build your culture. So this is my last point. It's not all about work. Sometimes it's about celebration. It's about building camaraderie. It's about building a feeling of team. It's about helping newer team members to feel a part of the team. It's about remembering that we love this work. We love our nonprofit. We love our mission. We like working together. Work has to be fun. So think about what you're building in terms of your travel, if you're traveling with team, around culture. So those are just some quick tips on traveling as I head off on a little road trip. I'm going for an event. I'm also going to see some donors while I'm there. These aren't key donors for me in my major gift pool, but since I'm going to the event anyway, I'm going to meet some people I wouldn't normally meet, some people who maybe only made smaller gifts or fewer gifts, and I'm just gonna meet them, say thank you, get to know them. It really maximizes your time while you're traveling by doing these things. I hope this was helpful. Join me again for my next tips and tricks, I guess, not tricks, but strategies. I love sharing with you from my body of experience, and hope I can save you some time and get you fundraising results faster. My name is Catherine Newell, and I am your major gift fundraising coach, and I'm here to help you succeed with your organization's fundraising. Have a great day.